Do you want to take a static image like this and turn it into this? Or maybe something like this into this? Let's head over to Canva and I'll show you how. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go in and create your design, whether you create it in Canva, somewhere else, or whatever. Download it and bring it back into Canva through your uploads. Once you have it uploaded back into Canva, what you want to do is go over to Apps. You're going to type in the word texture. Once you find the texture, it should be this girl right here that's got a half and half. The thumbnail might change. It sometimes does in Canva, but for now, that's what it looks like. So what I want to do is it's got all kinds of textures here, but what we're focusing on today is fabric. So what I'm going to do is go into fabric and push See All. And the one that I like to use is called here, Linen Texture Natural Woven Fabric. I feel like that one has the best texture for this kind of effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. It's going to put the texture onto my image. And then what I want to do is I want to scale it up because I really want to see like the woven in there. So I'm going to scale it up as far as you want to go. You want to make it really big. You want to make it small. But once you find where you want to do, that's how you're going to do it. You're going to save it. There are other things in here you can do, but the thing it just does weird stuff and it doesn't really look very, that one actually looks pretty cool, but a lot of them are weird. So I just honestly kind of stick with what it puts on there as the original. It'll do so, but you can play around with that and test it out. But we're going to push save when we're done. We're going to wait till it's fully uploaded back into our uploads. And then once it's uploaded back into our uploads, what we're going to do is go back into our apps. We're going to put in warp and enter. And you're going to see warp brush. We're going to grab that. And I'm going to take a warp brush. And then you can adjust the size of your brush and your brush strength. I just kind of leave it you can see by your circle. And depending what size image you're using, you might want your warp brush bigger, smaller, or whatever. But this kind of medium is good right here. Brush strength, I usually leave that where it's at. But like I said, you can adjust this however you want. And what you want to do is pull from the top and pull down and pull. I usually pull in a little bit different directions because that's how fabric's going to lay. And I'm going to kind of do a little bit in each center and a little bit of a different direction. Not exactly in the center across from each other. I'm going to try to get it a little off center and stuff, but I'm going to try to do the 4. And then I'm going to pull up each corner like so. And you can kind of wiggle them around a little bit to make more natural and not look all. You don't want it to look symmetrical because a piece of cloth laying there does not look symmetrical. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take my brush size down a little bit. You don't want to leave these straight lines on the edges because it's going to look weird. It's going to look straight. So what I'm going to do is do some pulls on the edges here, like some light pulls on the edges. Now you can do a stronger pull if you want and pull that in, but you want to pull all your edges off of the edge there and have them come up. So I want to maybe pull this up a little bit further and pull this in, pull these in like so, and get them off of that edge. That way it's not this harsh line when you go and save it. So now that I've got it all pulled off the edge, I'm going to go ahead and push my save button. And now it's going to save to Canva. What I want to do now, because you see we go back to the original and you see how the difference in the white is so much off than the newer one. So what I want to do is I want to go and edit. I want to whiten it back up. So there's two, because this image was black and white. What I can do there is kind of either go and turn the brightness up some. Oh, I'm on the wrong image. Sorry. All right, I'm going to click on the image we made. I'm going to turn that brightness up. Or the other thing, because this is a black and white image, what I'm going to do is take the whites and turn that up and get that white back in there. So now if you look at this compared to this really to me looks like a piece of cloth. So I can go into edit, and of course I like to put shadows on everything. So I am going to put a shadow on there. I always pull the distance in a little bit and always add a little more blur. That's just my style, and that's the way I like it. And now that kind of looks like a cloth napkin sitting there, or a wash rag, or a blanket, or something made out of your image. So what we can do now is go try some text. So here is a letter I previously done in a monogram style, and what I want to do is add that texture to it, right? So I downloaded it from Canva and I brought it back in. Notice you want to do something thick. So you want thick for this, because if not, if it's thin, you're not really going to see the texture right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to background remove that. And because I did it in black, maybe I don't want the black color. So maybe I'm going to go into duotone and I'm going to make it this palmetto color. There we go. And maybe I'll take the, let's see, let's grab this hex code here and copy and paste it just to make it all pink. Paste. Okay. Now we've got it all pink. So what I want to do now is I want to go back into my apps. We're not going to warp this one. We're just putting texture on it. I'm going to put texture. Enter. And what I'm going to do is go into the texture app. I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab that linen texture. And then how you can see it in here, I'm going to scale it up to make it bigger. And then I'm going to push save. And now you have a monogram that looks like this. And it looks like it's made out of fabric. And then you can just go in here. Like I like to put shadows on everything. You put a drop shadow on it. Bring the distance in a little bit. Take the intensity down to soften it. Or if you want to, you can go ahead. You can put an outline on it. You can put like a really soft outline on it. If you want to do something like that, maybe try to get it in the same. Hold on, let's do the paste. That palmetto, and then kind of make it a little bit darker just to try to give it some kind of edge to it. And then if you want the shadow too on top of that, what I would do is duplicate that. Go into position, go to layers, take the back one, go to edit, take your shadows, put the drop on there, make that drop shadow black, of course. And then you can take that other one and then line it up on top. Because you know when you put a shadow on, it's going to change the size. So then we're just going to layer that up on top and kind of make it look like it's popping off the page. And that's another way you can do text and just have the fabric effect and just play with it. I will warn you with the warp thing today, it's been a little funny. So when I go and do the warp, we can try one real quick. If you want to, just for fun and giggles, you can just do an actual photo out of Canva, and I'll show you. Maybe it'll work this time, maybe it won't. So I just grabbed this photo. Since we're already here, we can go to texture, go real quick, linen, put that scale up, save, wait till it loads. All right, it's already loaded in Canva. I'm going to go into edit. I am going to just adjust the brightness up a little bit to bring some of that color back in. And then we're going to go into warp. If you want to do the blanket part, if you just want it to look like it's like fabric, you don't have to do the warp part. I just get a little extra with that. So we'll go into warp. Oh, that's warp text. No. Warp. 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 And I'm just going to say, if you hear crying chihuahua back there, she wants to go out. So I need to kind of get off here with y'all. I love you and all. And I'm not doing this anything kind of fancy or anything like that. I'm just trying to do it quickly, not to hold y'all up. So I got that one. I'm going to save it and see what it's doing. Warp Brush can't upload this media. Now, I don't know if that's the image problem, Warp Brush problem, or Canva. So be aware that might happen. So, like I said, this could be an iffy thing at some point. I don't know if I downloaded this image and brought it back in, would it work better? But just be aware you might have some little sticky problems with it. And that's all I got for you today. I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.